What's up, YouTube? It's Pikachu and the cat. My cat is below me right now, Leo. But today I am going to give you a deck profile on my favorite deck to use. It has contained a lot of names like the purple deck, and right now it's called the Terrifyingly Adorable deck, and I will show you why. To start things off, I run 3 set of Ponpokos, only because its effect is unbeatable. I mean, normal summon it to special summon a level 2 or lower beast type monster and face down defense. And after that, I mean, there's nothing else you can do. So usually the first thing I will do with Ponpoko is special summon Tantan. Tantan, because Tantan special summons 1 level 2 or lower beast type in any position. Attack, defense, it doesn't specify, so any position. Tantan, I'll bounce off with Calantosa if I want to get rid of my opponent's back row. When Calantosa is special summoned by a beast type monster, it destroys 1 card on the field. That can include spells, traps, monsters, pendulums, whatever need be. Another good card to have is 1 Key Mouse. Key Mouse is a decent card. It's a good searcher, and it's also a good tuner for whenever you need to bring out like Nature Beast. I got 1 of Mogmold because you can only use Mogmold's effect once per turn. Mogmold's a really good card because if it gets destroyed, easily special summon it back to the field. I run 2 Valerie Fawns. Valerie Fawn I use with Tantan too. Valerie Fawn can also help bring Calantosa to my field. So if I can use Tantan to bring Calantosa to my field, I could use Calantosa to bring Valerie Fawn. Or I can use Valerie Fawn to use Calantosa. And then tune for a 4, maybe even 6. And then I run 3 Giant Rats because it's majority of the deck is Earth type. So, and plus if I Giant Rats effect can be used to bring out Calantosa, and Calantosa's effect, as you know, can destroy any card on the field need be. So this deck I like to revolve it around Calantosa a lot. And I run 2 Obelisk the Tormentors. 3 is too much, and 1 isn't enough. 1's okay at times, but I'd rather have 2. And this deck gets kind of slow at times, so I added a Link Slayer. 2 Link Slayers to be exact. Link Slayer is like a Cyber Dragon, but mixed with a Twin Twister. Link Slayer, if I have control no monsters, I can special summon them to my field. Also, I can discard 1 to 2 cards to destroy that many cards on the field. So he's a really good card to have. He's at 2,000 attack and 600 defense. That's a pretty good beat stick. I have 1 Exploder Dragon. Exploder Dragon's is pretty good with this deck, in all honesty. I can special summon them using Giant Rat's effect, and I can also get rid of some heavy hitters on my opponent's side of the field. I have 1 Card D. Card D is a last minute resort. Like, if I really need the extra cards, Card D is my way to go. Since this deck has a lot of level 2s, I have 2 Junk Synchrons to go into my Junk Warrior, and also with my number monster, Junk Warrior can bounce off of that too. So that is all of my monsters. I have 2 tunings just to search out my Junk Synchron, and also if I'm lucky, it'll discard a level 2 monster to my grave from my deck. Creature Swap, in case my opponent has a big monster I just can't get over, and I have this puny little adorable creature on my field, so I can just destroy. Obedience Scold helps me bring out 3 level 2 or lower beast type monsters, and they're destroyed during the end phase and their effects are negated. Well, later in the video I will show you what a couple of strategies that I really like to use with Obedience School. Raigeki and Dark Hole just to destroy the field. I'm willing to destroy some of my adorable creatures if I have to. One Upstart, if I can get Obelisk to my hand, I'm willing to give my opponent 1,000 life points just to draw a card. Two Swords. This is a very slow deck, like I said, and if you use Swords helps give you a few turns to build up your field. And usually when I have Swords on the field, I play one Swords, and it lasts 3 turns, and hopefully somewhere but in those 3 turns I get another Swords and I can use it. Those are all the spells I have. For traps, I have Dark Bribe, 2 of them, just to protect a protection for my protection. Torrential Tribute, same as Dark Hole and Raigeki. Torrential Tribute, I can just summon a Pon Poko or any other little creature and it'll destroy all what's on the field. Breakthrough Skill, it helps me get through like monsters that can special summon other monsters or monsters that can special summon themselves. And I got one more Dark Bribe. And a Solemn Warning. 2,000 life points is okay to use. And if I ever do, this deck isn't for tournaments, but if I ever did go to tournaments, if I remember correctly, I would trade my Raigeki for another copy of Valerie Fawn, because Valerie Fawn's effect is really good when you have Kalantos in the grave. For the extra deck, Valerie Fawn really helps me get Armory Arm to the field. Say if I do use Valerie Fawn to get Kalantosa, I can destroy a monster on my opponent's side of the field and attack directly if possibly. It can help get rid of back row or however I need it to be. And then for level 5s I have Nature of Beast, Junk Warrior, and Frozen Fitzgerald. Frozen Fitzgerald actually is a really good card for this deck because it literally requires 1 Dark Tuner and 1 Beast type monster, non-tuner. And that's basically what this deck is about, because I have Junk Synchron as my Dark Tuner and all my level 2 beasts as my beasts that are non-tuners. 1 Junk Gardener and Nature of Barkion for my level 6s. Junk Gardener is just when I have a lot of strategies where Junk Synchron's in play and I could really use a level 6, but I only have 1 level 6, and that level 6 just happens. It can only be brought out by Earth Tuner, and another Earth type monster. And Junk Gardener requires Junk Synchron, so why not? And then 1 Clearwing Synchro Dragon. I don't do a lot of level 7 plays, but it's a okay card to have. I have 3 level 8s. I have a Junk Destroyer, because like Junk Gardener, I have a lot of plays where I have Junk Synchron and I can't go into Frozen Fitzgerald or Junk Warrior. I got Stardust Dragon. I don't use Stardust Dragon, I just keep it in my extra deck because it's my favorite Synchro monster and I absolutely love it. And then Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. Now that card I use a lot. That card is amazingly useful. Its name is always Red Dragon Archfiend while it's on the field or in the graveyard, and once per turn you can destroy as many special summoned effect monsters on the field as possible with attack less than or equal to this card. Then inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed. So you could actually use, I never thought of it that way, you could actually destroy your own monsters and inflict even more damage to your opponent. And for a 9 and 10 I have Nature Leo Drake and Leo, the Keeper of the Sacred Tree. My cat's name is actually Leo, the one in the camera right now. And I find that funny because I run 2 Synchro monsters with the name Leo. That is the cat that I'm always talking about. And then for my XYZs, I only have 2 XYZs, but number 64 Ronin Raccoon Sandeo. One strategy that I really like to use is having him on my field. Requires having him on my field. Say if I have him on my field and he has I'll just use these two as an example. has those two on. My 2 level 2 beasts. And I use this effect, detach a material, to special summon a token. Well, that token now is the strongest, has the strongest attack on, has the attack of the strongest monster on the field. So, if I have, like, my obelisk on the field, he would get that attack. And I could also synchro summon Junk Warrior, and Junk Warrior would copy that much attack. So Junk Warrior would be up in the 6,000s. That's a pretty good. I would have a monster with 6,000, 4,000, 4,000. That's a pretty good effect, if I do say so myself. I don't use it a lot, but still, that's a pretty decent effect, if I do say so myself. And another thing I really like to do is, if I have Obedience Schooled allows me, like I said, to special summon 3 level 2 or lower beast type monsters with different names. Their effects are negated and they're destroyed during the end of the turn. Well, I have multiple things that I go into Obedience Schooled with. Like, for one, if I'll use Key Mouse and 2 level 2s like Calantosa and maybe Tantan. That allows me to synchro summon into a 5. Well, to my nature of beast, for it to be exact, because when I use Obedience Schooled, I can only special summon beast type monsters for the rest of the turn. But if I can't find a Key Mouse, or my Key Mouse is in my graveyard or banished, then I can't do that. So another thing I'll do is I'll still summon like a Tantan, a Calantosa, and like maybe a Ponpoco, and say if I have Obelisk in my hand, I can special summon Obelisk to my field. Well, I could also special summon Calantosa, Tantan, Ponpoco. It's very rare that I can do this strategy, but if I can get it to work, it's a very good strategy. And say like maybe I have a Tantan in my graveyard, and I have Valerie-Fawn in my hand. Well, I can special summon those 3. Normal summon, because I haven't normal summoned yet, or I wouldn't be able to use this effect. I could use Valerie-Fawn's effect, discard 1 card to special summon another beast type monster. And if I special summon like Tantan, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I could use all those 10 cards, or all the 10 stars, synchro summon into Leo, Keeper of the Trees, Sacred Tree. And his attack is 3,100, which is 100 more than a Blue Eyes. So, and his effect is pretty decent too. Cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effect except during your main phase 2. And it's very rare that somebody would try to target this card during main phase 2. With anything, to be exact. And thank you for watching my video on my deck profile. I've been wanting to do one for a while, but I could never seem to find the time to do it. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy, and maybe one day I can duel you with my terrifyingly adorable deck. Peace.